Welcome, everyone, to the Fed Pilot podcast and video and all that good stuff. Hello, Cassie. How are you?
I'm good, Kevin. How are you?
Wonderful. Except I get all these people asking about the TSP. So many changes have happened with the TSP. Not only, the 5,000 mutual funds, we've got the app, we've got so many different things. But one thing I hear over and over and over again is the website. And that people are
Yes.
having difficulty with navigating the website, with trying to figure out what's going on there. So maybe today we talk about the website itself.
Yeah, it's definitely changed, and people got comfortable with the old website because that's just what they were used to after they had changed it from before, and they don't realize that it's within the past 10 years, TSP has changed their website a couple of times,
Yeah,
but not to this extreme, right? And so this one is like a completely different website. They're trying to make it user friendly, but there are definitely some hiccups or challenges along with any change. And it's just really trying to get familiar with the website. So we're going to talk about a couple of spots that are important places for people to be able to navigate through and find what they are trying to actually accomplish within the site itself.
that's good. Good, good. Do you want to share a screen right now or just talk through those
I'm,
first?
I'm going to share my screen real quick. I was just getting it reset up here.
Good, good. All right,
So,
here you go.
can you see that on your end?
Yep, go for it.
Okay, fantastic. So, this is the site, or this is the home screen that you'll see as soon as you're logged into the TSP website. As you can see, there's uh, just some basic buttons here in the middle looking at, and there's this arrow at the far right hand side of these buttons. And so it goes over the fund performance, change of investments, account summary, withdrawals, loans, account activity, withdrawal history, beneficiaries. So you can definitely change your investments. That is one that is going to take you into being able to change from different funds and reallocate your current balance. Um, this person's no longer in the federal service, and so we're not going to look at making that change and going through the wizard and all of that, because it's going to look very different for well, not very different, but it's going to be a little bit different for employees than it is for somebody
Sure.
who's already separated. So the other place where you would be able to make changes or navigate through this website is up at the top middle of the screen where it says quick links. So right next to the where it says home, you've got quick links. You can just hover over that, and that has your account summary, account history, balance, account activity, contributions, investments, change investments, withdrawals, rollovers, loans, and withdrawal history. So if you want to change your contributions, you would go to the contribution screen and then be able to change that amount from what you're, based on what you're contributing, or change the percentage that you're contributing to the TSP.
So, Cassie,
For
I've
personal,
I've
yeah,
got a question about the history there. The history, does it still only show back to June? Not only with statements, but with everything else as well?
with everything, this is only going to
Oh,
go back to
what?
June because that's when all of that's when this site actually was birthed, was in June, and so it's
Hmm.
here it is November or December or whatever, and people think, or I don't know what people think, but essentially you can't go back to visit what has happened in your entire career or what has happened, to your investments the whole time you've had the TSP, if that's been shorter than your career length, because they're going to be able to go back to June in this situation. You'll have to view your
Mhm.
previous statements and information that TSP has provided to see any history for um, pre June of 2022.
Okay.
And so the other place that you would find to change your personal information, if you want to update your address or add a financial institution, change your bank account, whatever, that's going to be under at the top right hand corner where you see that little person. If you click on that, then you'll be able to see personal information, manage communication, beneficiaries, financial institutions, document history, and account lock. So the document history, that's just going to give you all of your previous statements that have happened since June that you've requested, and whatever other documents that the TSP has communicated with you since June of 2022. So that's how to navigate the site.
Okay.
And then of course you got this little bell here, and that's where you see notifications. So if you go and ask for an account statement, it actually puts it in your notification that you have one available, and then you have to go to another screen to actually get or download the account statement. So if you're looking at getting your account statement, and you click through and then you're like, wait a minute, where's my statement? Go to the notifications, and that's going to tell you where to go for that information.
Gotcha.
You might have to go to your secure mailbox or on the alert. So just click through those tabs, and you can see all of your communications since June of 2022 with TSP.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Anything else you want to show there? Is that it for now?
That's it.
Okay.
I don't know what more we can do here within the TSP. I know it's not everything on the page. It's which is what it used to be, or everything on the left hand side. You kind of got to go to different places to do different things
Mm-hmm.
with the TSP now, and I don't know why they did that, but
Yeah.
um,
That's really
that's how you
interesting.
do it now. So
So, okay, so what you just covered is kind of how to go do those things and the navigation, and that's good. But then the questions come up, and I know we can't answer that here, but I'm getting a lot of questions of, oh, the economy's tanking. What do I do with my TSP? When I get closer, do I move it out? Do I keep it in? Those kind of things. Those are great questions to ask. Don't get me wrong, gotta ask those. Um, but that's again nothing that we can answer right here because it's different for
well,
everyone.
and here's the deal. We're not going to be able to answer that. At least I'm not going to be able to answer that
Yeah.
because
Right.
I'm not a financial professional, number one. And number two, I'm not licensed to give that advice, right? And so you really need somebody who is a fiduciary, which means that they have those credentials to do what's in your best interest
Yeah.
and can help you navigate and give you advice on the different investment um,
So wait a
funds.
minute, Cassie. So hold on a sec. Does that mean that all the advice that we see on blogs, that we see in videos, that we see wherever of, oh, you need to do this, 3 years before you retire, whatever, is that just plain old wrong?
Well, it depends, right?
Yeah.
um, it to be honest, I don't like where it's like, oh, within the 3 years you have to do this within your TSP.
Right.
Um, no, because that might be different if you have other accounts, other life insurance, other protections in place. It really has to be, in my opinion, a customized plan that you have with a financial professional who is held to a fiduciary standard or similar to that,
Mm-hmm.
because they're going to be able to provide advice on your investments within your TSP. Number one. Number two, they're going to be able to tell you how much you should invest,
Right.
and if the TSP is even a good option, or if maybe another account might be another option for you if you already have one set up, or
Mm-hmm.
if you should set one up.
Yeah.
Um, there are so many different ways to navigate, right? It's not just the investing side, but then it's the withdrawal side as well. Um, should you take your TSP money and move it somewhere else? Should you move it into investments? Should you move it into an annuity? Should you keep some of keep all of it in there, right? All of these different questions have to be customized because it will depend not only on your specific situation, but then if you're married, your spouse as well, and
Yes.
what they have going on.
Yes.
And when do you pull all of these different things? For what reasons too? Are you going to have more money in retirement and now we have a tax problem? Or the opposite, you're not going to have enough money in retirement and now we've got an income problem, right? And so identifying those problems and figuring out what planning works best for someone in their situation or their family's situation is really key. But you have to get professional advice to be able to navigate what that looks like for not only the individual but their spouse as well.
Right. One of the things we say in the workshop is the blogs, the videos, even our own workshop. Fully admit this. Even our own workshop is only a place to start. You don't take anything like as gospel from it. We talk about how it works, but what
Mm-hmm.
each individual person needs to do, you can't do that. You have, like you said, it has to be custom to every single person because the variables are all over the place. And if someone in a magazine writes an article and says, this is what you need to do, that is assuming a whole bunch of variables are going to be the exact same for everyone. And that never happens. And so if someone just goes and
Right?
does that, 99% of the people will be putting themselves in a position that they may not want to be in the end, but they just don't know. Or they put themselves in a position and then work out, okay, that worked out well when they could have had a lot better. They just didn't know about it.
Right.
So I think, showing the TSP website on the how to do it is good, right? Here's where you go for this information. That's good. But then it comes down to the why, and the why is very individualistic. So that, yeah, like you said, that can only be done with a financial professional who knows what they're doing. There's no way
I
around
agree.
that. There really isn't.
100%. I agree. And you know what? The wonderful thing I love about what you guys do is that you guys in your workshops and things like that, you have them there so that way they can provide that guidance um, to folks who are looking for it, right? And so because we feel that it's so valuable, that not only does the federal employee have a professional to help them, but we partner and team up and serve financial professionals to understand the benefits so they're doing the correct planning, because that's just as important as the employee understanding the benefits. The financial
Yeah.
professional has to as well, and how to navigate that through retirement and beyond, because or while employed, um, to be able to navigate through these different variables that somebody or a couple might have. And so it's very key that not only do you have a financial professional, but you also have one that understands the federal benefits and how they're going to work for you in retirement as an employee, and that progression from employee to a retiree, because that can things change and people have to understand the rules. And you're if somebody's relying on a financial professional for advice, they're probably looking for advice that not just on their TSP, but for other benefits as well. And so that's another thing that I love about the financial professionals we work with is they navigate all of the benefits. They're there to serve the federal employee and make sure that they get sound advice for what their future holds.
Yeah. So come to one of the Fed Pilot workshops, in person, online, whatever. And even if you think you know what you're doing, you'll be surprised by what you learn that you don't know, that you're not doing, or that you should do, or whatever it is. So come and join us. Thanks, Cassie. Thanks for the good discussion today.